welcome to this edition of Lifeline. Smart homes are now making their way onto the Chinese market. Our reporter Zhang Ningben takes a look at some of the latest technology that will allow smart homes to make people's lives easier in the future.
What do you do when an unexpected house guest shows up at your home while you are several miles away at a workplace? Until very recently, not much. But now, taking care of a guest is no longer a mission impossible. You can get your guest inside with just a few taps on your cell phone, thanks to the smart home locking security technology that is part of the whole smart home system.
You need to enter a password to unlock the door. The password is set by the homeowner. Even if you lose your cell phone, don't worry. It's hard to break in because several passwords are required.
Security is just the beginning of our trip through a smart home. With another tap on the cell phone, the smart home cinema mode will simultaneously turn on the TV set, projector, and sound system, as well as close the curtain and dim the lights. And if you forget to close the window or the gas valve, a smart home will give you remote control of almost all home appliances and switches. Tom says one reason is that it uses a new type of wireless technology called a Zigbee network.
Bluetooth can only have a one-on-one connection and only transmits over a very short distance. With radio frequency, poor security is the biggest weakness. For just 80 yuan, one can buy a radio interference device to paralyze the entire system. For Wi-Fi, it's a piece of cake to crack a password. And for infrared rays, there can't be any obstacle in between. But Zigbee is an advanced wireless technology based on the internet, and it has a good encryption technology. It is even better than what the banks are using.
But having the technology is one thing. Getting it on the market is quite another. Tang says at the beginning, it was hard for him to explain so many technologies and functions to customers. So he came up with the idea of all-in-one, integrating all applications into one cell phone. That also strikes a chord with one local smart home developer, who says his gadgets can cover all the smart home functions that usually need many devices. And he is also using a cell phone as a remote control.
That way, both residential and industrial users could have a better understanding of the installation of the smart home system and its functions. Users just need to know where to install these devices. They don't have to know anything about the complicated technical data or equipment.
More than 300 Shanghai companies are already involved in what's known as the Internet of Things, a virtual connection of identifiable objects in an internet-like structure. Many are smart home device manufacturers. Professor He Qi has been working with the city government's Information Technology Office for years. He says the whole industry in Shanghai is now worth more than 100 billion yuan a year.
For example, the radio frequency ID technology, or RFID, has a complete business chain in Shanghai, starting from chip manufacturing to applications. Especially for chip making, Shanghai has made over the years more than 1.8 billion chips, and is an industry leader nationwide. As for infrared sensors, Shanghai has half the country's market share. Among them, more than 2/3 of the pyroelectric infrared sensors in the world have been made in Shanghai. Companies in Shanghai can produce more than 7.5 million sensors every month.
He says the city government is providing subsidies of up to 30% to smart home enterprises for product R&D or project demonstrations. Both Tang and I say they are focusing more on customer experience of the smart home system and will first target hotels and high-end residential compounds or villas before expanding their business to ordinary households next year. Zhang Ningben, Shanghai Live.